I either go light speed or I go nothing. I never get to chill and cruise.
All right, Jacob, welcome back to Full of Shit.
I recognize this place.
You too.
You're officially the first return guest to the show.
I am unbelievably honored to be here.
So we'll see if you do a better intro for this show than your first one.
Break it.
And you're going to start it in 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Full of Shit, where we talk about so much shit, we're kind of full of it ourselves. Oh, yeah. There you go. That's it.
And obviously, we're going to rank you now, as we always do. I think I'm going to rank you compared to your first one.
Yeah.
And if your first one was like an 8 out of 10, so say you got like an 80% on the first one, we'll use that as the bar for this one.
Okay.
And I don't know where I'm going with this scale. So
we'll work with it.
We're going to say that compared to the first one, I will give you a less than or equal to sign.
I'm not sure how I should interpret that.
Yeah.
That's going to have to take some thought here. While
I don't know math, so
to that.
Sounds good to me.
Run some quick equations here. I think I like that answer. I'll go with the positive answer. I'm feeling a good mood today.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a good sized probably about a 6-foot stick.
Ooh.
On a scale of twigs to logs.
Scale of 6 feet? I mean, that's taller than me, so I can't really be disappointed in that.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. I'm happy with this.
We're going with it.
It's a quality intro right there.
So, Jake, we mentioned on a previous episode that you and Nick have graciously decided to run our social medias for us. So would you mind just giving us a little plug where people can find us and what social medias we have set up so far?
Oh, why, of course. You can find us at the moment on Facebook under Guys Full of It, since Full of Shit didn't quite work out there. And you can find us as Full of Shit on Instagram, but the I is a period instead of an asterisk.
All right, and that's all one word, right?
Yep.
All right, and you can also reach us if you have comments or suggestions for the show or just about anything you want to say to us, and you can reach us at our Gmail, which is fullofshtpod@gmail.com, and that is spelled fullofshtpod@gmail.com. So it's fullofshitpod, but there's no I in it. Once again, that is fullofshtpod@gmail.com. And now enough of this garbage. It's time for the show.
The meat and potatoes.
That's right. We're done with the pre-salad that nobody actually eats. If you eat the pre-salad, I'm calling you out right now.
Get the soup.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
Stop
get
watching.
the hell out of here.
Right now.
Stop it.
I
If
don't
you're
want
a
you
salad
here.
eater, we don't want you here.
Stop.
You only graze the salad.
Get some help, please.
You never finish the salad.
You just lick off the dressing.
You never have room for the main course. You just touch
That's right.
3 bites
eat
of
the
it.
croutons.
It's disrespectful, honestly.
It's disrespectful to finish the salad. They don't want you to.
Yeah.
If you're ever having a quality dinner at my house and I serve you a salad and you eat all of it, I'm kicking you out right there.
Yeah.
Gone. Pulling the plug.
You don't have room for my gourmet meal of Kraft mac and cheese that I'm making.
The salad just came in like a $2 bag. I took time in the main course.
That's
what I
right.
care about.
So screw you if you eat all of your salad. Now, if you just eat a little bit of it or like half of it or even 3/4 of it, that's fine.
You're chilling if you can do that.
Don't clean that plate, though.
Don't clean that
Don't
damn
you dare.
plate.
Stop it right now.
Anyway,
All right.
for all of you non-salad finishers that are still here,
Let's continue.
today we're going to be talking about who could defeat the Empire faster than Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
So he was pretty, from my understanding, he was pretty speedy in that.
I don't think he was kind of slow. He spent a lot of time.
To be fair, there was a lot of time jumps, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Because he had to train for quite a while.
So just to set this up, I think we should go through how Luke actually did defeat the Empire and kind of try to get a sense of how long that took him.
We should establish that first so we can get something to compare to.
So obviously we start with A New Hope, and we have a grown-up Luke, and he spends like half that movie just realizing that he has to go defeat the Empire.
Yeah.
Well, because he's kind of grown up. He's like in that stage where he's getting ready to move out. He's
Yeah, he's
been
like young
working.
adult.
Yeah, he's just chilling on Tatooine, doesn't know better, and all of a sudden people show up and they're like, yo, you got some powers.
Yeah.
So is this going to be similar to like the first episode like we did with you, Jacob, where it's kind of like we're dropping someone in? Are we dropping someone into Star Wars in the place of Luke?
Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's drop them in, but they have some personal vendetta against the Empire for some reason, and they're like some John Wick level. He's gonna tear this shit apart.
So the Emperor killed whoever is going in's puppy.
Yup, absolutely.
All right.
Got it.
So that way they still have no knowledge of the Empire, but then they're not bound by plot points.
Yeah, they have drive.
Yup.
So they can do whatever they want.
Exactly. Whatever
Okay,
they want.
I like that.
All
So
right.
they don't have to go through the movie. Okay, so Luke then, like, he makes friends with Han Solo, and he meets Leia, and he does all kinds of... You've seen the movie. If you haven't seen Star Wars, get out. Also, cough, cough.
I've seen it.
Okay, good.
I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah, okay.
If you're
God.
listening to this and you haven't seen Star Wars, we equate you to the full salad eaters.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically the same thing. Everybody knows that people who haven't seen Star Wars always eat the
Finish
full
their
salad.
salad.
Yep, always.
Always. Now, if your main course is a salad, that's different, of course.
It's a whole different ballpark. Don't
Whole
worry.
different
Take it
games.
easy.
Don't
Okay.
think too
It's
hard
okay.
about it.
Calm down.
Gotta get those ribs.
It's always going to come back to the salad from
Always
now on.
is. It is. Too
Okay,
late.
does anybody have an idea for who they would drop into Star Wars and how they would defeat the Empire?
Well, so we could go two directions with this because, like, you could go the, like, grade school option where you're like, I drop in, like, Goku level thing and just, or, like, Galactus, some cosmic level dude where he just snaps his finger type thing. It's like, the Empire is now dead. And it's like, you could do that. Or you
Yeah.
could do some, like, superhero powerful person, but just not too crazy powerful, you know?
Hey, I have it open to anyone. I think it's fastest. So
I mean, if we want to
So,
speed run this shit, I mean,
here's a
Thanos.
question.
we're speed running the Empire.
So here's a question. First of all, would this person, because Luke does have the Force, would they be able to harness the power of the Force?
I think that's a good question. I think it depends on the person. Like, we'd have to, like, when they enter, we'd have to decide if that person would be Force sensitive or not.
Right.
Well, I'd
What
almost
determines-
argue that if they are at all out of universe, they wouldn't be, because I wonder if that's something like you're like born with
Oh,
almost.
yeah, because of the prequels,
Midichlorians.
Midi-chlorians.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have that at all. They would be able to witness the Force and
Yes,
stuff, but
agreed.
they can't use it whatsoever.
Okay.
Agreed. So they
All right.
have no Force.
So they're getting dropped in from their universe into this one.
Yep.
And here's another question. Would they be able to have any items from their universe, or would they be dropped
Only
in?
what I would say, like, just the stuff that's typically associated with them. So like, if you
I'd
pick
say,
Iron
like,
Man,
their
he'd have the Iron Man.
inventory's worth of stuff.
Yeah,
like
if you
that
pick
they
Iron Man,
have.
he'd have the Iron Man suit. But if you picked, like, Batman, he would have, like, his utility belt and stuff, but he wouldn't have the Batmobile.
Yup.
If that makes
Yup.
sense.
Yeah. Okay. So like the usual attire.
Yeah. What they would have on them if you plucked them out.
Okay. Fair enough.
So does anyone have a first pick for who they think? And I think we're going to end up going through a couple here. So
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, Thanos is a pretty easy one.
Oh, I'm prepared for this one.
Uh-oh.
I didn't do research, and I should state that if we find out you've done research on this show, whether you're a guest or a host, you'll be exiled from the show,
That's
never
what
to
I'm saying,
return.
Exactly.
Is the number one and only rule on Full of Shit. And so you're saying Thanos? How would Thanos defeat the Empire?
Well, I mean, I guess, like, it depends how total of a defeat he wants. He could do, like, you know, the whole snap level thing where he's just like, I'm just going to kill all the Empire at once. Gone. No more Empire. Literally doesn't exist.
I'd say, like, to qualify for defeating the Empire, I'd say destroy the second Death Star, kill the Emperor.
Okay,
Is what you
fair.
need to do.
So, okay, yeah, Thanos looks at the second Death Star, Reality Stone or something, just grabs the Death Star like he grabbed that planet, throws it into another planet. There goes the superstation, gone. Along with whatever inhabited so that planet, you know, screw them.
So that makes me wonder, would he come in with the stones?
Ooh. I
Because
guess that's true.
if you think about all the times we see Thanos, the vast majority of the time he doesn't
Isn't,
have the
yes,
stones.
that is correct.
And even if he did, I really don't think that's big of a problem for the Emperor. Because if you think about the Emperor, how powerful the Emperor really is, I think as soon as those stones like entered his universe,
He'd probably
he
know,
would
yeah.
sense it. And I think because if you think about when Thanos goes to snap, like if he's going to snap him out of existence, when he
Mhm.
goes to snap, that he takes him a lot of effort. So all it would really take is the Emperor to apply a little bit of force, and he could stop him from being able to snap.
Okay.
Now, I think if
So-
Thanos was using the stones individually, he'd be a little bit more of a contender. But I don't think snapping is an option.
Because I was going to argue then, so if he's not getting all the stones, we do see him quite frequently with at least, I think, one stone. Doesn't even know what the power stone is in it.
He gets power pretty early. He gets
he gets
the Tesseract right away, the Space Stone.
Yeah. So he does, I think with that, you know, there's a lot of powerful figures in Star Wars. So I think he might be able to slip under the whole force radar kind of thing, where he senses a powerful entity. Probably like, yeah, somebody powerful's here, but maybe not existence level powerful. He's like, maybe we got to keep our eyes open for some potential.
Like that, because the stones are like, they're the literal remnants of creation.
But then again, like that's for, I guess, to what level of creation that extends to, because maybe that universe, they aren't, because those stones are for our universe and our galaxy.
So would the stones work in the Star Wars universe?
That's a good point.
Neptune.
I guess because Star Wars is set in our universe.
It is.
It's just in a different galaxy.
Yep, that's right.
So I would say that would still
the
work.
stones would work.
Yeah. Okay. If he had the stones, well, here's an idea. Would he just be able to snap his fingers and not even be anywhere near them?
See, I still think, because he has to know what he's snapping away. That means he has to see the Empire.
Yeah.
And I still think that the Emperor is powerful enough where he'd just be able to stop him.
Well, I think the power of the Emperor scales depending on which part of Star Wars we're looking at. Because, like, if you look at the comic books and stuff, I guess this isn't necessarily Palpatine, but, like, Vader's quite a different level of an animal in the comics than he is in
I
the
think
movies.
we should take that into account.
Yeah, okay.
But so is the Emperor.
Yes, and I was going to say, he probably most likely is in the comics as well. So, yeah,
because
that
I
is
believe
worth
there are,
noting.
and people can correct me if I'm wrong, and I could be completely full of shit. That's the show. I believe there are parts in the, at least like novels and stuff, the stuff that's according to Disney not real anymore, but we're still in full of shit. It's still canon.
Oh, it's definitely canon.
There are things like the Emperor is able to like control people like from across the galaxy.
Oh, yeah. He's like able to project his influence and stuff.
Yeah.
And kind of, sway people.
And if we take the terrible new Star Wars movies, write me if you think you disagree. I'd be happy to tell you you're wrong. That
they were pretty
in
atrocious.
the new Star Wars movies, we even see Luke is able to project himself.
He is. He pretty much duels with Kylo Ren for a whole bit while projecting himself. Yeah.
So I don't think the Emperor would have any problem stopping him from snapping.
So, okay, I guess this really kind of changes the level of character we need to think of that's going to take on Palpatine, because then we're looking at a pretty beefy Palpatine here.
Right. Because Luke is the only reason Luke is able to like resist him is because he's naturally strong with the Force.
Yup.
Yeah.
And if we're assuming none of these people have the Force, that changes things.
Okay, maybe we got to look at a non-organic being then.
Ultron.
I'd say Ultron, maybe Megatron, because Megatron's pretty space agey. I just don't know how much far advanced like Star Wars is to the Transformer.
I think we have to give the people the Force. I think we have to decide if they would be Force sensitive, or else it's like Thanos.
It gets hard.
I think Thanos would be Force sensitive.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We can go with that, because the more you think about it, because you start thinking about games and stuff where you see people like entire spaceships start getting pulled down with the Force and
That's
stuff.
true.
And
Yeah,
it starts.
I
The
think-
power of the Force starts scaling pretty big.
I think it'd be safe to assume they don't really know. It'd be kind of like Luke in A New Hope, where he barely is able to use it.
So maybe just in our part of the galaxy, we have the same midichlorians. We're just not aware of them. We just don't know how to be aware
Let's
of
go
them.
with that.
Right.
So I think we should stick with Thanos, because I think he's not able to snap, but I think he could still do some damage just with the stones individually.
Yeah.
So if we say he has all the stones, it's just Palpatine's preventing him from snapping.
Well, so then this also begs the question: if he's now Force sensitive, maybe so now that he's close to the Star Wars galaxy, a lot of Force stuff going on there, a lot of Force users. So maybe this causes his Force stuff to kind of mask Palpatine's ability to detect him. Then
I still think the stones. I think the stones
going to overpower that.
They are just giving off
vastly
crazy amounts
powerful.
of energy.
That's true.
I think that the most that might be able to do is like slightly less than the power, but it's still be like, whoa, what's this ridiculously powerful entity that just showed up?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is that, who's to say that Emperor Palpatine wouldn't be going for those stones?
But would Emperor
Himself.
Palpatine, so let's say Thanos is not an idiot. Maybe Thanos wants him to detect his vastly powerful stones so he can get close to him.
So I think Palpatine would send Vader first. So let's assume that that Thanos shows up on like Tatooine or something.
Yep.
And then Palpatine senses him. He's like, "Hey, Vader." Can you do a good Emperor voice?
Hey, Vader.
I don't know why we're turning him into like
We got
Eastern European. but-
You know what? Fuck it. He's an Eastern European. He looks the part.
Okay, so like he's like, "Hey, Vader, go find this dude with a strong glove."
The strong glove.
Seek out the golden glove, man.
There you go. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
So then Vader would go, and I think you'd send Vader. So Vader shows up on Tatooine, and how does Thanos deal with Vader showing up? I think Thanos would try to lecture him first.
He'd
lecture him?
Yeah,
Thanos he would take a diplomatic route, because again, Thanos isn't an idiot.
Thanos
He's
is a big
smart guy.
speech guy. He
a
likes
diplomatic
to give
dude.
speeches.
So
Yeah, and then Vader would just be like,
I guess I wonder.
You're
So
trying to
Vader
choke him.
understands he's seeking out this guy, and it all comes down to whether Palpatine wants to kill Thanos right away. Because maybe
he
Palpatine
would.
thinks, "Oh, really big, powerful guy, dark side the
Oh.
living shit out
I was
of
literally
him."
just thinking. I
Yeah.
definitely think Thanos would be dark side.
Mhm.
Oh. So
And
maybe he
then-
wouldn't tear it down at
But
all.
now there's a problem. If he's dark side, there's already an established 2 because there's the rule of 2.
Yeah, but this is something that happens all the time.
Yeah,
Where
so
like,
but, like so now he's a contender.
He sends Vader to basically duel people,
Yup,
and then whoever the
so-
survivor is gets to be the apprentice.
I guess then this
Yeah.
really boils down to, regardless how you look at it, can Thanos ever hope to beat Vader?
That's a good question.
Because
I think it would
Vader,
be close.
because even like Vader's no
He is.
Palpatine, but he's still Vader. You know,
Yeah, he's powerful.
he's like pretty Chad in the Empire,
Yeah.
one may say.
Okay, so what would Vader do immediately? I think Vader, no hesitation, starts trying to kill him.
Maybe I could see Vader's the kind of guy. Maybe when he was younger, would be the kind of just straight up attack him. But I could see Vader want to size him up and being like, "Shalom," like giving him
Yeah,
like the
that's-
greetings, we're the adversary kind of thing.
Yeah,
Give
and
him the whole
Thanos, I guess,
speech.
is definitely he's a chatty guy too.
Yeah.
You've come from the darkness, or
You got
some
two
weird
Chads,
shit like that.
Two Chads brawling it out.
They'd both give their weird like villain monologue back and forth,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, "All right, come on, speed this shit up, boys," because they're both kind of like that. But
Yeah, so I'd say they both monologue. They have a duel of wits.
yup. See who can get the most subtle roast in the background, and see who
Do you
reacts
think?
to it.
Do you think Vader is Sicilian?
Yeah, absolutely. You can hear in the accent
I
immediately.
don't know where you're going with this, but
Tied to the Princess Bride. Never duel a Sicilian when death is on the line.
My man, busting out the Princess Bride. My name is Diego Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That's what Thanos says when Vader shows up. Whips that out, and then they do.
Thanos has been spending too much time with Tony Stark. He's doing all kinds of pop culture
Yeah,
references.
he found some weird like cosmic drug or something, and Thanos has not been thinking right since then.
Okay, so Thanos. So I think they end their speeches, and I think Vader goes right for the Force choke,
Yeah,
which I don't think Thanos is stopping. But then I think
No.
Thanos starts whipping out glove action.
yeah, and I don't think Vader's
Altering
gonna like.
reality and all that.
I do think Vader's going to recognize pretty quickly that this glove is dangerous, that the glove is clearly
Yeah.
the weapon here, and that he needs to take care of the glove.
Do you
Because,
think
he sees him hold up his hand, stones are glowing, shit's happening.
Yeah,
what's
I think you would. I think you would know. I think you would
Yeah.
know going in that the glove is
Because,
the
I
like-
think he would
dangerous
just try to rip it off his hand right away using
Well,
the
and
Force.
that's my problem with all this. I don't think he'd ever stand a chance unless all of a sudden Thanos not only is Force aware, but can somewhat control his Force right off the bat, because all Vader's got to do is swoop, swing it off his hand, because they
Well, like-
almost do it in the Avengers
Well, but think
without
about
the
how
Force.
hard it is for them to try to get that off.
Again, but Vader's stupidly powerful in the Force, and Thanos wouldn't know at all what he's doing. And how I guess it really goes to question.
Oh my god! I just thought of something because like Vader is debatably more powerful than the Emperor.
Yeah,
Like he is
Yeah.
prophesized to be more powerful.
exactly. Well,
than-
he's young blood kind of thing. He's
And once again, I don't care what anybody says. I know that they've retconned this recently, but Anakin is still the chosen one, not Luke. You idiots.
yeah. Come on, no, you can't fool anybody here.
That's right. But anyway, I think you're right. I think Vader just removes the glove, and now Vader and the Emperor have the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, if anything,
Yeah.
all we've done is just given
Which-
the Empire.
Screw the second Death
Which,
Star.
honestly,
Holy crap!
I still gotta give Thanos some credit because he is still a very hard man to kill and very skilled fighter.
I just think
without
as
that
soon as
glove,
Vader, I think as soon
they're
as
just
Vader
chopped
recognizes the glove, takes the glove off, and turns him into cauterized sliced ham.
Yeah, I think it's
Purple ham.
over.
Yeah,
as soon as he gets the glove off.
Having a character that relies on a weapon without having the Force to thus defend that weapon kind of thing,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
just boned. I think if Thanos could use the Force to say, try to keep the glove on himself kind of thing, or just be aware to try to, somewhat fight Force back, then there's a chance. Because I think if Thanos was Force sensitive and was, able to control it, I think he'd be powerful too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would be like Vader
But I think we
powerful.
can't say that he has
No,
he's powerful
we
with
really
the
can't.
Force.
True.
Because
Well, and here's another thing. I just have to kind of go after the mind control debate with Thanos, because you do see in the Avengers that, or I can't remember which movie that is. That's
Infinity War.
Infinity War. That Mantis was trying to put him to sleep and she couldn't. Like, she could subdue him slightly, but she couldn't put him to sleep, and she was giving it everything.
I don't think it's mind control that's stopping him from snapping. I would say because again, he struggles to snap. I just think all Palpatine has to do is put a little bit of force, trying to stop him from snapping, and he's got it. He stops
Yeah,
him.
yeah. See, I think the physical force trying to stop him, but the mind control thing, I think wouldn't work quite as well as you think.
We need to find a character then who then does not rely on a weapon.
I got
That's
one.
true.
The Flash. Keeping in the theme of who could defeat the Empire the fastest, it's the Flash. If we do the same thing, I don't know if that's something that Palpatine would detect either, is the Speed Force.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not, I guess, outright powerful in a sense.
It's not
just
something that I
fast.
imagine just irradiates out, like kind of like the stones
Because,
do.
like, I guess comparing them, let's like comparing a firecracker to like thermonuclear bombs kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bit of a difference there.
So say the Flash shows up on Tatooine and old Obi-Wan is like, hey, you got to go fight the Empire. And the Flash just goes and does it. It's like, yeah, he's still going to have to get Han Solo because he's not going to be able to like teleport like Thanos can. That's not a problem because Luke does it. So he goes with good old Ben Kenobi and gets Han Solo and they go to the Death Star. And he literally just like, because they have to sneak around, the Flash can move faster than you can see. So the Flash just dashes.
True.
Well, couldn't you take the same route? I mean, it's unoriginal with Superman then, because isn't he almost as fast as the Flash, if not as fast?
Yeah, it's debatable. If
So
he's
he
as
could
fast.
just beeline straight through the Death Star, punch a couple holes in it. You know, maybe Palpatine could try to force something, but again, he's that fast. He still has to track. He's an old man still. And again, the Force may help his reflexes, but I mean, I guess if we're going the Flash route, might as well make the Flash able to fly at this point, right? And just cut out the whole Han Solo part, because, you know,
I'm trying to think if we
He's too
switch to
broken.
Superman, could Palpatine beat Superman? And how would he do so?
Because he's got laser beams. Because it doesn't matter if he even tries to force crush. Because from what I know, is Superman totally invincible aside from kryptonite? Like
Magic. I think the
Magic's-
Force would fit in there.
Oh,
So he'd probably be susceptible to like Force mind control and stuff.
Yeah, possibly.
I guess it just depends how strong mentally.
Because I would say
Superman
like,
is.
I can't. There are definitely situations where he's been mind controlled and stuff too.
Well, and I guess because now we made all these characters Force sensitive. Oh, Superman's definitely the light. So would his Force then?
I also don't think Superman would be strong in the Force.
That's true. He's
Actually, you know, I
Well-
changed my mind because the light side is all about like willpower and stuff like that.
yeah.
And to have such incredible power that Superman has and remain a good guy takes a lot. So I take that back.
That's
I think Superman would be very Force sensitive.
So I think maybe
Yeah.
just that sheer willpower that might protect him
think-
from the mind control.
Yeah. So if let's say he was Force sensitive, would he know how to use it right away?
No.
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 Okay.
I would say like people who, when we say people who are Force sensitive, they're basically just gonna be like passively protected, kind of like how Luke was.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't think I'm kind of going against my own Flash argument now that it's turned into Superman. I think that it doesn't matter how fast he's moving. Now that I think about it, that I think Palpatine is able to just stop him. I think
Yeah.
he's able to just force grab
Well,
him.
because go back to the absolutely abhorrent dog shit Disney second trilogy, but where Kylo Ren literally stops a laser
Right, that's
blast
what I was
in it.
just thinking.
I would
And that's
say-
speed of light.
yeah, that
If
is
we're actually-
literally light speed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you cannot, well, to our understanding, you cannot get faster than that. So
Right.
he just stopped the fastest possible thing in existence.
Yeah.
Right.
Tim, you got one?
Oh,
Otherwise, I thought
man.
of another one.
I was actually, originally thinking Magneto.
Magneto, why?
The Death Star is all metal, man.
And also, I don't know if like Magneto would show up, on the radar of
Because it is just
Palpatine.
magnetism, and that's
Yeah.
a pretty common thing in the universe.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
Magneto might be a good one.
see, that's what I was thinking. So okay, so let's say he shows up.
Ooh. I
There's
just thought of a
this
problem
metal-
with Magneto right away, though.
Oh,
So Magneto shows up to the Death Star, right? And
Yeah.
he's like, aha, I'm going to turn this into a tinfoil ball. Everybody inside the Death Star instantly turns into just paste, right? All dead, gone. All of a sudden, you see a hole burst through it. Palpatine comes flying out because his super...
Palpatine in the first Death Star? I don't think he is.
I don't think he
know.
was ever stationed
might be
in the
in,
Death Star.
He is in the set. He is in the.
Well, let's say
second
he
Death
is
Star.
there. But like
Okay.
either way, his Force reflexes would probably tell me he's in danger. Force stop everything from crushing him. Blast his way out. He's no longer strong of metal. Yeah, Magneto can shoot a bunch of metal. Again, stop with the Force and just shoot it back at him. And they just slinging war of metal back and
That's
forth.
true.
Yeah, I think the actual forces of the Empire, Magneto would have no problem because
Yep.
I think almost everything is
Oh, yeah,
metal.
entire
I think,
army's gone.
I think Magneto would do some damage. He would destroy fleets. He would
Yep.
destroy the Death
Oh, yeah.
Star. But then when it comes time to fight like Vader and Palpatine, it's over.
Because this
for him.
is
Well,
the kind of...
well,
does-
lightsabers are metal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, And Vader is half metal.
Yeah, poor Vader.
Yeah, actually,
Vader's
he could probably take Vader. I think you're
boned.
right.
His legs and arms are completely
so
mechanical.
Magneto might actually get to face Palpatine at the very least.
Yes, I think the fight between Magneto and Vader is Vader
It'd be
shows up.
close.
Vader shows up, they go to fight, and then Magneto just crushes him before
It's
he
like
can
when you
even
take
use the
a very
Force.
hot can, you put it into ice water, it just crushes immediately. Yeah, that's poor Darth Vader right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All of 2 seconds.
it's true.
So I think he makes it past Vader, no problem. But then we get to Palpatine, who just wears like cloaks and stuff.
Yeah,
I think Palpatine beats him.
Yep.
yeah.
Well,
because then Magneto needs something as a projectile, and at that point,
Well, let's
the
say
Force stops
Palpatine's
it,
like,
so-
all right, enough of this metal slinging game. Lightning bolt, stop this, bitch. And he just
Yeah.
dies.
Yeah.
Poor
And
Magneto is
Vader
now
we never see
fried
use.
cod. on the
Vader
think
we
he
never
could-
see use Force lightning.
I
either.
think Magneto could definitely severely slow down the progress of the Empire.
He would at least be able to, completely economically and logistically cripple the Empire.
Yeah.
Pretty much permanently. But like
With-
this is the kind of universe where so long as the main villain lives, they're somehow gonna get a massive army
Right.
back. Yeah.
even when they die in that terrible Disney trilogy, they still somehow come
somehow
back.
comes back. That's like I cannot believe they brought it back. Though.
Yeah.
No,
side
no.
thing.
Spoilers for the bad Disney movies.
If you haven't
But-
seen it yet, good for you.
But I got one that I actually think might be a contender.
Okay.
And it was funny that Tim said Magneto because I was thinking Professor X, Professor Xavier.
Uh-oh. Big brain.
I was also
big
that was
brain.
like my second choice there. Awesome.
I think we see Xavier mind control very powerful things
Very.
quite easily.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know much about this lad.
yeah.
So,
So
you're gonna help me with
Professor
this
X can get into the minds of
Just about anyone.
yeah. I mean, even people that are not mentally.
So
Stable.
Vader might be difficult for him, I'm thinking. because-
Vader would be a pretty dramatic mental battle because Vader's had so many years of the Emperor basically just fondling his just juicy brain matter. And now all of a sudden you got Xavier coming in. You're going to have this like kind of duel of fates in his head going on as you got 2 big brain people trying to subdue his crippled
I'm
wallet brain.
thinking Vader might be hard because if you think of Magneto's helmet protects him from Professor X's mind powers. So I'm wondering
Yeah.
if Vader's helmet would also do that.
I just don't think there's a threat that like they're really worried about
So
because
probably not.
I think the Emperor is just assuming that Vader's force powers and just sheer willpower is strong enough to prevent him from any reverse corruption.
Okay, so we're gonna say his helmet does not protect him.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Professor X, because it like weak-minded people are even easier for Professor X. I think
Yeah.
Palpatine would be a good fight mentally, but I think Vader, he just takes Vader over and makes him kill himself.
Well, and Professor X is physically
Disabled.
yeah. So I mean, he would be no
I'm gonna
match
say without
for
the
anything
Force,
in the
Palpatine
physical
basically
world.
is too. And basically was reverse lightning for a while and somehow survived again. Force. So
Yeah.
without it, he'd be long
But-
dead.
But Professor X does not have any of those powers. So I mean, he can't really.
I'm talking like Professor X. I think would be very strong in the Force.
So this is one of those where like
I-
the others we
that's
really
true.
couldn't
That's true.
say. I think he would be undoubtedly powerful in the Force.
Yeah.
Right.
So do
He
you
was
think
Force
Professor
sensitive.
X would be able to do like all those tricks if he actually like?
I think he could probably learn it pretty quick.
I think you
so.
give him
Especially-
like
I
a
think so.
crash course with Master Yoda and he can.
Yeah, or he just taps into Obi-Wan's brain.
Yeah, exactly.
and learns
Yeah,
it
oh,
that way.
yeah.
It'd
Easy.
be like, learn me.
Goes,
Cool.
I keep forgetting. Yeah, since he can access the brain, he can just transfer the learned stuff over to
Yeah.
him, and he just knows how to do it. Then,
So I think
Of course.
Professor X would be a force to be
Okay.
reckoned with.
I
If you
think
think about
so.
it, his brain is classified in the comics and they say it in the movies as a weapon of mass destruction.
Well, okay, so then we have one problem. The only part he could probably win is, of course, the mental side, which I'd say it's a pretty safe bet he could win. Maybe it's a coin toss there, but if he's learning these skills off of existing Jedi, well, is there a Jedi that could actually beat Palpatine? Now, I know the new movies say there is, but come on, man.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think he needs the actual force skills. He could just, as long as he can get into Palpatine's mind, that's all he needs.
Okay,
The
so
Force
he
skills
just
will-
has to win that duel, and then he's
Yeah.
home free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think like I said, I think it'd be tough because
Yup.
Palpatine's a smart guy and he's like a powerful guy.
So yeah, it'd be a risky, it'd be a bit of a gamble, but
So
it could be done.
I don't think Professor X is a surefire win, but I'm also thinking, how would he actually physically destroy the Death Star?
Well, this was one of those things where maybe he almost doesn't, because you could almost argue that destroying the Empire could be, killing Palpatine and Vader. He could just kill other leadership one by one, just frying them mentally after. Because once he gets Palpatine, it only gets easier from there. He's going to be the hardest one to get. So if he can beat Palpatine, he's won the game. Just got to go one by one of the main leadership.
Get to him though is the problem. How does
he has to be in proximity of them in order to do it?
He has to, or he can use Cerebro, but he's not bringing Cerebro with him. Yeah, so I think if he doesn't have Cerebro, he has to I don't know if it has to see them, but he has to be within range.
So
of them.
That might be a bit of an issue, because now you have to try to get this disabled super smart man. I mean, maybe be able to through his sheer brain power be able to get him there safely, so long as he has somebody there to protect him and get him there.
True.
But I mean, you have to try to find a way to get this dude to the Death Star.
So let's think about what do you have to go through to get to the Emperor? Professor X could fly the X-Wing, right? Do we agree that he could fly the X-Wing?
Oh yeah. Who needs legs to fly a spaceship? It's all arm stuff. I don't think there's any gas pedals in those bad boys.
Fair enough.
So yeah, he could fly the Death Star. He could do all that because we're gonna say he's really powerful.
He could fly
in the Force.
Death Star?
The X-Wing.
I mean, he could fly the Death Star.
He could probably fly the Death Star as well.
Okay, I mean, I guess this is a weird tangent, but how fast is the Death Star? I mean, I know it can go to light speed, but does it just cruise around? Yeah, does
I don't think we ever see it just cruise.
Yeah, does it just fly around like a spaceship?
It never just cruises.
Can it just do a 360 spin and on an axis?
Just imagine being the pilot of a Death Star, and you're just like, man, I either go light speed or I go nothing.
Maybe
I never get to chill.
Maybe it's light speed or nothing.
I mean, I never get to chill and cruise.
But when they're in light speed, they don't really do anything, right? Because they just they plot a course and then they go. So that pilot has got a sick job.
Also,
true.
Where's the thrust coming from?
What?
Where's the thrust coming from in the Death Star? We never see any
the hips.
As one would expect, I suppose.
Where else does thrust come from?
But no, you don't see any thrusters in the back of that bad boy.
That's true. So how does it rotate itself? Do you think it just fires its weapon?
George Lucas, if you're tuning into this, hit me up.
We need explanations.
We need to talk.
I'm sure there's a community out there that's just we have the answers.
Probably. There's got to be.
They got whiteboards and everything. They're we have found the thrusters.
Okay, who else do we think could possibly have a chance of defeating? Or I guess Professor X, we're saying, has the best chance so far, right?
Yup. He would at least be able to actually face Palpatine.
The 1v1 with Palpatine, it could go either way.
And not just immediately expect to die.
Yeah.
So that's a start. That's somewhere. Honestly, wow, that's a much harder question than I originally thought it would be. Honestly, holy crap. Palpatine's
I think Professor
powerful.
X definitely has the best chance.
Well, it's because who's more powerful mentally than Professor X?
Oh, Jean Grey.
Who the fuck is Jean Grey?
She's she's also an X-Men, and she's the one where the whole Phoenix saga.
Is she the
she's got
the Game of Thrones character who plays her in the movie?
Yes.
I see. It sounds. I see.
She's got super powerful mind. I think she's more powerful than Professor X, but she doesn't have as much control over it.
Okay,
yeah, she is chaotic.
Well, you don't even necessarily need the control, I suppose, because Darth Vader was. Well, I guess Anakin at the time was ridiculously powerful, didn't know how to control it kind of thing. And
so I think Jean Grey could be Palpatine.
Yeah, okay.
No, especially if she's in Phoenix mode.
So see, basically all we need at this point is a Professor X that isn't disabled.
Yeah, she is crazy powerful. I think she has telekinesis as well. I think she can manipulate objects.
So hold up. That's basically just the Force. So is that the Force on top of the Force? You got Force squared?
Force squared. Yeah, because she ripped apart a house.
Yeah, so I think she has telekinesis and mind.
So
just by getting angry.
Quick question though. If the Force and telekinesis can behave in similar ways, would the Force almost reject her powers? Because they'd be almost that's taking two kinds of the same medication, at one. That's a dangerous game.
I think with her, she doesn't need the Force.
Would it just kind of add to her overall power? Because we're all saying all these characters are Force sensitive. So that means she has some degree.
We're saying they might be Force sensitive.
Oh, might. Yeah. Okay, there's the key word there. So yeah, I mean, she doesn't need the Force.
I don't think she needs it at all because she can do anything the Force can do.
Because she's got enough wrinkles that doesn't matter how much Force juice Palpatine uses on her. It's never going to get to her.
I think Jean Grey would destroy the Emperor, especially if she was Phoenix, in her Phoenix.
Do you think because she is very mentally unstable in that? Do you think she would actually be slightly easier to manipulate?
No.
to like.
Well,
Professor X can't do it.
I'll say from what from my understanding, she's like so powerful and so unpredictable and like stuff that like that's why they can't control her. Like there's a degree in which like they're vulnerable to that, but then they're just so wild that it's almost like just put it down, man. Just put it down.
Yeah, and like Professor X can't control her. So I think even Cerebro Professor X either can't do it or struggles to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
So I guess
shoot, I forgot how powerful Jean Grey is.
So how hard is it for her to go into this like Phoenix state?
It's kind of something that's like in her blood. I think it's like it has to be triggered. It's difficult to trigger, but I think fighting in Empire.
Is it possible to kill her before she goes into this state?
No, because she's still incredibly. If we're saying that Professor X would have a chance, Jean Grey is better than Professor X.
Okay, so we're saying Jean Grey, without being in Phoenix State, is still just as good. Okay, that's an important
I'd
note.
say she's probably better than Professor X. Is more trained in his powers.
Yeah,
but hers, I would say, are more powerful.
Honestly, because like
and that's the thing is that she does have a limited amount of control, but I think she tries to resist it too much.
Yeah, I think she's constantly trying to suppress the like Phoenix power.
Yeah,
or I think she can just kind of let it loose whenever.
Okay, so yeah, I was thinking because like if she pulls up to Palpatine, I almost just called him Constantine, and I just confused the living hell out of myself. Emperor Constantine, she pulls up to, and I was thinking,
takes down their whole entire Holy Roman.
He's gonna retake Constantinople. But like I thought maybe he would like just lightning bolt her before she can get this like Super Saiyan state basically. But from the sound of it, she's got like a real chance here, an actual fighting chance.
Yeah. The only problem I see is the instability of her powers. But I honestly think that there would be enough triggering.
Electrocuting people tends to piss them off, So I could see that being pretty easy to trigger.
So. I think she's got it.
Yeah. Okay. I think like is she so powerful that this power could consume her, that it could pose a danger to herself? Because that might be.
I think when it ends, she's like needs to sleep for a long time.
So I think maybe if Palpatine can somehow recognize that she's like nuclear reactor melting down levels of unstable, maybe he can just try to get her to go so powerful that it burns her out like a light bulb kind of thing. Maybe that would be his only chance. I say aside from that, it sounds like she's got him.
I'd say like she's more likely to win than not.
Oh yeah, I mean so far she's beyond the best candidate we've got so far.
Yeah,
I have one more, and this unless Tim has one, I have one more.
No, we burned up both.
The man, Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel,
the mortal man.
The man, Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
And I'll tell you why.
Indulge me.
He has it in all of his contracts for movies he does. He can't be beaten he can't be beaten by someone without then later coming back and beating them. So he always needs to look good in his contracts. So
Vin Diesel.
Okay, so lose. Is this a movie or is this real
George
life?
Lucas is contractually obligated to let Vin Diesel win in the end.
Oh my god!
I did not know that.
Okay, Vin Diesel walks up to Palpatine, right? Palpatine
sucks him in the face.
You're prepared to die,
Vin
mortal.
Diesel just says something like it's about family and punches him.
He's got that
family.
No, you might actually be able to replicate his voice. He's got a very deep, gravelly voice.
He's about to introduce Palpatine to the family.
I am Groot,
dude. Groot v Palpatine. Does Groot have the brain power to even be controlled?
No.
See?
No.
No, I think Vin Diesel. Because he's contractually obligated to win.
That's so cheap, but I love it.
It's a good one to go out on.
I mean, like, maybe this is my chance for Avatar to do something here. But maybe, like, in the Avatar state, having access to all the power of the Avatar. And because, like, Palpatine has a force and he could stop that, but I just think the sheer overwhelming amount of stuff being
thrown out. I think this is
out,
your redemption
because he can do lightning as well. He can channel that.
He can channel it.
How hard is it to get into the Avatar state? But I mean, he does it pretty much whenever he needs.
Well, I was gonna say, not only does that conveniently happen for the plot, but like it kind of shows under great stress and stuff, it'll happen. There's like a life-saving. So literally just, fry him up a little bit with the lightning. Eyes start glowing. We got ourselves a real tussle going on now all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think Aang's a good one too, because let's see.
He would also be force sensitive.
How does he destroy a Death Star?
Oh, I guess he's got choices. He can metal bend. He could
True.
used
Okay, metal
the
bend,
compressed air inside of
Does
it to
he-
cause a rupture within it.
Did we ever see Aang
Oh yeah.
metal bend?
Yep.
Did
He
we?
climbs with Toph at the end of the third season and just rips
that's
apart
right,
some of
that's
the metal
right, that's right,
airships and
that's right.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about
We
that.
see him
And
like
Avatar
evolving
State Aang could do it.
Yeah, so Avatar
by
Aang
far.
State.
Yeah.
Avatar Aang State. Wow.
Yeah.
Avatar State Aang could pretty much bend anything really that's possible to be
I think
bended.
so.
So
Oh
yeah,
my
I think
God.
Aang also.
Because
Avatar State
even
Aang.
from a mental standpoint, he's so deep into the whole wisdom, like spiritual
Right.
aspect
I think
of
he'd
it,
be very
ingrained,
force
cosmic. So like I
think
don't
so.
think he's getting corrupted either.
As a kid, I think earlier in the movie or early in the series,
Young
when he
Aang.
doesn't have everything
All four
mastered,
elements mastered.
I think he'd be easy to overcome mentally. But
Yup.
I think like
yeah,
Avatar
end
State.
of the series.
adult
Aang.
Aang.
Adult
would
Aang,
be-
actually, yeah. I think
Because he
adult
does
Aang,
reach
no
adulthood
problem.
That's
in
true.
canon. So
That's
adult
true.
Aang, Avatar State could really, I think, mess some
agree.
stuff
I
up.
think so.
I think he is probably better off than Jean Grey, even.
Because from my
'Cause he's
understanding, Jean
mentally
Grey's
stable.
pretty powerful, but a lot of Jean Grey's power comes from just her sheer mind, while Aang can just outright just pure destructive output. He's throwing
Yeah.
earth, metal, he's blasting flames from every orifice on his
Yeah.
body, and he's
Yeah.
also any moisture in the air. Like he can bloodbend too if he wants. So the old man,
Yeah.
Palpatine's doing a funky voodoo dance now for him.
Yeah, I that is a really good one. Avatar State Aang.
Actually,
Avatar comes back, baby. Woo! Feels
redemption.
good.
I love it.
Do we have any more before we go?
That I don't know how I could beat that. Besides
don't know how
literally
you-
going like
I don't know how you
broken
could-
genie level, but
yeah, I don't know how you could beat Vin Diesel. It's
I mean, he is contractually obligated not to lose. I mean, it's literally in the playbook.
he
can't
cannot lose.
It is part of the script. So, I mean, at that point,
But would he be able to do it faster?
there's the catch.
he's the he's a figurehead of the Fast and the Furious.
Well, I
He's
mean,
the
that's a
fastest on the
car.
road, my friend.
It's a car.
Space is a whole
Space
new
is just
highway.
a four-dimensional road.
It's the last road to conquer. It's the final racing strip.
They've probably gone to space in the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, you
I haven't seen like any of them.
What's really going to happen is Vin Diesel's going to see the opportunity in defeating Palpatine, and he's going to take over the Empire, and he's going to rename it The Family.
Yeah.
They shall all become family.
If you think about it, like the Star Wars
Get
is a
the
great
family
thing
back
for
together.
Vin Diesel to be in because he's all about family.
He's all
and
about
Star
family.
Wars is all
One
about
big family fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like what you'd probably do is like he pulls some like Legion stuff where all of a sudden he goes, "We are family," like we are Groot level stuff. It's all of a sudden you get this intercom as a
Yeah, is he just beating the shit out of Palpatine? He's just saying, "I am Groot."
Well, again, if he's contractually obligated to beat Palpatine, he's gonna be pretty powerful. So,
I think from what I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, people, but from what I've heard is that in his contract, there's like a certain amount of times he can be punched. There's a certain amount of times he can be knocked to the ground. It's like there's a certain amount of times like I need like it's so specific. It's crazy.
That's
what if
insane.
he could pull some like execute order 66 and everybody at once he goes, "We are family," and everybody around is like, whoa, what's happening
Whoa,
here?
there.
I
Vin Diesel's on the comms.
I like you, man, but I never consider you family. Just keep saying, just "We are family," just over and over again.
All right, well I think that's all we got. I think the ranking is gonna go Vin Diesel, then Adult Aang with the Avatar State,
Yep.
then Jean Grey, Professor X.
Yeah.
Thanos was the one before that.
I think so.
I think Magneto.
Magneto, then Thanos.
Yup.
Yeah.
So Thanos is the big loser of the day. Get wrecked, Thanos.
Gets beaten.
Yeah.
You make him think you win in a Infinity War just to lose twice, and now he loses in this.
Yeah.
Just in the words of the Canadians, Thanos, get f***ed.
And I think officially we need to give Jacob the crown on this one for Avatar
the
State
Aang?
Aang. Yeah. Even though Vin Diesel, but it's a little cheap.
Well, so yeah, Vin Diesel's pretty it's like the Jack clause all over
Yeah,
again.
you can use,
Look that
you can
up.
use Vin Diesel for any
We'll call it the Vin Diesel clause, all right? Or we'll call it like the Vin Diesel file.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. I've been Noah,
This is Tim.
And this is Jacob.
and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.